Okay, good evening, everybody. GMGM, it's a pleasure to have you guys on the Zeta Chain Africa community call. My name is Samuel, and I'm thrilled to be your host for the section this evening. We're looking at Web3 opportunities, positioning for relevance, and I bet you're going to have an amazing time here. This section is going to span for, let's say, the next 30 minutes to 50 minutes. Okay. And it's, of course, going to be an interactive section. We have an amazing guest in the house, and I'm going to be introducing him in a few minutes. Okay. So get ready, guys, to have the best time of your life. Okay. He's someone that I've known for quite a while, and I think one of the things that we would look forward to this evening is him sharing from his experience. And I believe each one of us on this call would get one or two from it. There's also going to be a time for you to unmute your mic and ask as many questions as possible, and be rest assured you get all of the answers that you desire. Okay, so you'd notice over the years, Web3 has moved from being just a buzzword to what I would consider as a major technological and cultural movement. Okay, basically transforming finance, transforming identity, transforming ownership, and as well the way we interact online. Okay, but in all of these excitements, I think one question remains um, on the lips of everybody, and that's the question of how do you position yourself, okay, not just to participate but also to stay relevant and much more valuable in this Web3 space. And that's basically the subject we're going to be looking at this evening. Okay, Web3 opportunities, positioning for relevance. Okay, and without further ado, okay, I'm going to be introducing our speaker in the person of Timora. Okay, and he's going to be sharing with us. I think it's more of an open mic kind of section. I just want him to share from his heart. Okay, no prep kind of question. Okay, he's just going to be sharing with us how one can position himself, how one can position herself to be relevant in this Web3 space. So whether you're a developer, whether you're a founder, whether you're a creative, or you're just curious, this particular section is for you. So once again, welcome Timora. I'll yield the mic for you to speak now. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir. GM, everyone.
James, sir?
GM, Mr. Samuel Sabari, it's actually a pleasure to be on this call with you and your community. Thank you very much for bringing me to come and share a little bit of my experience with the community. Um, well, when it comes to topics about positioning, there's a whole lot to share because we've actually started from a very small place and built the little that we can upwards. And there are a number of things that people are doing wrong today just because everybody's chasing the bag so aggressively. They are losing out on what is so important. So I believe that this session is going to be impactful for everyone and people would have the right way to navigate their journey in this space. So I don't know, am I like supposed to start right now or that is just like a brief introduction of me?
Hey. You've even said something really profound that a lot of persons are chasing the bag and leaving what is more important. Okay, so I'll just want you to go ahead and just share. That's fine. You can go ahead, sir. What's that thing that's important that a lot of persons are ignoring, chasing the bag? Can you hear me, sir? You can go ahead, please.
Yes, I can hear you. So it's networking and relationships. People that come into this space today, they are chasing hype, they're chasing trends, and if you see a newbie coming to this space, all they're asking for is share me alpha, give me the next 10x, and all those kind of stuff. But one thing I have seen that is actually um, sustainable in the space is your network, the relationships you're able to build in the space. That is exactly what sustains people. And so when we talk about positioning for relevance, it's not about you making some money today and then tomorrow you're struggling, or making some money today and then tomorrow nobody knows about you or hears about you. But if you're able to do something that by tomorrow you're even known the more for that thing that you're doing, you're celebrated the more, and you're also recognized the more for that thing that you're doing, that simply shows you're getting more relevant, you're getting more positioned in that field that you are. So let's just say, um, let's start with this. How should I say it? Let's start with this. Good. I have this experience, all right, because money is something that can be a short-term gain, but relationships are gateways, right? Money can be like a short-term gain, but relationships are like gateways. So if you have access to someone, you're opening yourself to a long chain of opportunities that you cannot even imagine. That's just the truth. So when you chase money and hurt relationship, you actually limit yourself from achieving relevance. Now, um, I'm affiliated with some people in the Solana ecosystem. Now, I'm going to say this to from my own direct experience. Maybe this could help someone. Now, I tell people sometimes not everything is about money. You have to give first before you receive. And in Web3 like this, one of the most important elements that everyone is struggling to build is digital trust. Making people trust you, your services, your value, your skills, the more is what will position you to be relevant. Now, I happen to work for a guy. I happened to work for a guy in 2023. I think 2023. I happened to work for a guy in 2023. He said he wanted us to work on a like internship role for a short term, and he was going to like increase my pay after the period. Now, I was just happy connecting with this guy and seeing how I could help him in one way or the other. So even when the pay was not very okay, I was just doing what I had to do. Now, after like 3 months, I came back and I met him and I was like, oh, you're supposed to like review the stuff and you're supposed to like increase pay and all of that. He just honestly shared with me some of the grievances at the company that time. I said, oh, they're not making a lot of money like they expected and stuff. So he can't really like pay me like he wanted to, but he's going to like increase the pay. Now, after a while, I think after like the first month, based on the fact that my commitment to doing what I was doing for him did not drop, I was able to go back and meet him confidently and confide in him about my own career path. So I told him that I would like to do some more things for you and I would like to earn more. And from people's perspective, that could be like a very greedy thing. But I was not planning to earn more from a greedy perspective. I told him that I would like to earn more so that I can get for myself better gadgets so that I can work so that I could work more efficiently. And so because of the way I put all of that, give me a minute. So because of the way I put all of that, the guy just told me I should list all the things I will be able to do. I listed my skills and the areas I will be able to do things. And in like 2 weeks, the guy reached out to me and told me I should message someone. And that was how I got connected to host an event for Solana in Uyo, the first Solana ecosystem called in Uyo. Now, some people, I'm being very honest with you, would turn down very low paying jobs and they will do it in such a way that they kill relationships. Some people will go into a particular work environment and build what I would say factions. I've also worked at a place where where I was helping these guys. I've also worked at a place where I was helping these guys optimize their social media. So they brought in some guy to as a marketer. Since the project is a blockchain that have smaller projects under them, so the guy was working with the blockchain, so they brought him as a marketer to also assist the smaller project. So I got to interface with him. Now, most of our team members somehow have friction with him. So when things have to involve him, they would say I should go and bash him in the group, that the guy is not doing his job well and all those kind of things. But I understood that all of those things would not make any sense. So I would rather go and tell him, oh, this is what is going on, and I'll need you to jump on this for me so that I could move forward, since that is like currently a blocker for me. In as much as there was so much friction and and heated energy around the guy within our own work circle, I tried to keep a very good relationship with this guy. So after like a few months, I think I was with that project for like 5 months. After like 5 months, I had a fallout with the project based on something from a higher authority. So the project did not like move forward anymore. Now I came back and I met the guy. I've been keeping in touch with this guy. I think I did not even notice that the guy has seen that the social media is no longer active after a while. So the guy reached out to me and said, "Oh, he noticed that this is no longer happening." I said, "Oh, we had to like end things with the project, that the guy at the top told me, oh, we cannot move forward right now, a number of things holding things back." And I now thought about something, because as at that time, when I just told him that, I just told him that anything he has that he would love me to handle, I'll be happy to jump on it. In less than 2 weeks, this guy reached out to me and gave me a gig that I worked on with him for like 2, 3 months. Now, what am I trying to say here? The relationship you build with people are the most important thing, and they could open you to opportunities much more than what you see immediately. So sometimes people will tell someone, you're not paying me well, give me what is due me, or I cannot do this, or they cheat people even at the expense of the relationship. Whereas that relationship could open multiple and numerous opportunities within that ecosystem. Now, I'm a Soulflare ambassador, and my access to Soulflare started with my access into Solana. And this started from a very, like I'm telling you, as at that time, that was one of the lowest paying jobs I was doing. But looking back right now, between 2023 and now, the kind of opportunities and even the income I have secured through the networks that one person created for me is far more important than the pay that I would have ever gotten from that guy. So it's either I would have gotten angry and left the project because the pay was not okay, and it will not feel so good to go back and want to connect with those kind of people when you live on such kind of terms. But at the end of the day, we stopped working, but we are in good relationship. And because of that good relationship, he's still able to recommend me to things, to people within his circle. I think we stopped working for like, I think in half of 2024, we stopped working. But towards the last quarter of the year, he kind of like reached out to me, wanted me to jump on something for him on a short-term contract. Now, this is because people will recognize you, your value, and they will trust you. So when you're positioning yourself for relevance, the most important thing you should focus on is in building
Wow,
relationships. It's in
that's
building
awesome.
It's in building relationships. Opportunities that come out from relationships are mind blowing. So I don't want to go on and on and on and on so that people don't get lost. Maybe I'll pause here for now and get feedback.
Okay, that's really awesome. Thank you. For those of you just joining, this is the Zeta Chain Africa community, and the person that you were hearing speak few minutes ago is our guest speaker for the section we're having today. His name is Timothy Iyang. Okay, popularly known as Timora, and considering the topic we have at hand this evening, he said something really mind blowing for me. He said one of the, I'm just paraphrasing, okay, because I was actually taking notes. He said one of the smartest way you can stay relevant in this space is building networks and relationships. And as you're talking on that, sharing your experience, the people you've worked with, your networks as well, I think the thing that came to my mind is community. ecosystem and collaboration. That's going to lead me to the next question, still on relevance. And I want you to share a bit on the role that local Web3 communities, play in helping individuals position for relevance. I don't know if I should rephrase it. How can let's say this data chain community, for instance, now how can the members leverage on the essence of the community to ensure they stay relevant?
Okay, thank you very much for that beautiful question. Now, this is also where some people get it wrong. Everybody's chasing after one big idolo in the space, which is not bad because if someone is doing something good and you can find opportunities, that's great. But also, some things people neglect are the people trying to grow as well as they are trying to grow. So local communities present to you opportunities to grow with people that are also ambitious the way you are. And one thing that is beautiful is this: when you connect with people at this stage, you can end up building very close relationships with people that can have your back for a very long time. I'm being very honest. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is that people have their circle of friends, people have their guys that were there for them. It's very difficult for you to go into someone's circle, all right, when you were not there, when they were suffering and trying to grow. That's the truth. So if you're in a local community, you have access to the people around you. Someone is probably learning the same skill you're learning. Someone is probably trying to break through, break out of one financial phase or the other. Connecting with these people, you will be surprised the small information that people have access to. And your little understanding that you think you have little, and that person's little understanding could help you guys collectively achieve something tangible. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is that people really ignore local communities, but not knowing that opportunities, so many opportunities are within local communities. One small information, one small access that enters into a local community can elevate everybody in that community. But if you are not connecting with the people in that community, it might pass you by. It might pass you by. Now, two things I would like to share with respect to a local community. Now, most of you, if you're someone that's very active on Twitter, you might know. If you're someone that's very active on Twitter, you might know DeFi Queen. That is Vanessa. She has um, a a community. I think X60 Academy. That's what she calls it. Now, there's a friend of mine that got access to this community, and she was not able to make most of this community for almost 1 year until like there was a major project that launched, and a lot of people made money from investing in that project at a very early stage. I think their IDO stage and stuff. So she now took it intentionally to be active in this community every day, connecting with the people that are active too, and connecting especially with the owner of the community as well. Fast forward into 2024, all right, there was a major project that was coming up within that same ecosystem, and they were distributing whitelists. Now, most of the people that are KOLs and have large followings were able to get this whitelist, and were looking for ways to give some to their community members. Just because of how active she is on the community and active on the social media pages of these people as well, this whitelist was given to her for free. People, people were paying. Now, the whitelist costs. I think the whitelist actually costs. Okay, the whitelist is free, but you have to buy into the whitelist. I think each lot was like $200. Now, people felt like this was going to be a very good opportunity, so people were willing to buy this whitelist for $500, for $1,000, for $2,000. And now imagine people willing to buy an opportunity for $2,000 and you are being given that opportunity for free. That's because of how active this person was in the community. Now, guess what was funny? And at this time, okay, at a particular time, she did not get the white list. So she was still very active in the community, showing up. I was saying, I'm trying to get this white list. If you guys can get it, if you guys know how I can get it and stuff, help me out. A few persons from that community that she has started building relationship with reached out to her and said, okay, if I get this white list, I will share with you. If you get it, share with me. So at the end of the day, she had 3 extra people that got this white list and shared a particular percentage we had. This one said, okay, I'll share, the white list was a $200 white list. This one said, I'll share $50 with you. This one said, I'll share $100 with you. And then after these people have merited her some of, like, I've decided to share some of their white list opportunities with her. Luckily for her, before the end of that period, the owner of the community noticed her activeness and decided to also gift her a full whitelist slot. And this is just from a local community. 1 month later, the project launched. That whitelist that was around $200 in terms of original value made her over $2,000. I'm telling you, real life experience from someone very close to me. And this is just showing up in a local community, getting noticed and building relationships with the people in that local community. So because of that, I benefited from this because she had many people that were willing to give her small allocation from their own whitelist. So I did not buy into a $200 whitelist. I think I bought into just $50. And that is because she had many people that she had built relationship with, the community members, to give her small allocation. And that $50 made me around $500 from that small relationship and that small community activism that someone was trying to build over that period. So just looking at what I have said, there is a link with how active someone was able to build their presence in the local community, and there's also the part of relationship. Staying active in the local community will help you also build relationship, which is the first thing I actually mentioned on the space on the call this evening.
That's really awesome. Thank you so much, Timura. Before I let you go, I think I would have one more question for you, and then I would open up the mic for people to ask their question and also put in their contributions as well. Now, you've talked about community, and I want to kind of elaborate on that for the sake of those that are in this particular call. This is the Zeta Chain African community, and I want to also let you know that for every contribution that you make to help the community grow and drive adoption, we are, I'll use the word, the team is seeing your effort, okay? And all of these efforts is not in vain. That's basically what I want to tell you guys that are listening. And I think one other thing I want to disabuse your mind from also, don't be reward conscious. You understand? Be value conscious first. There's no how you give value, like Timura mentioned, that at the end of the day, you not get, beyond the monetary reward, you would have first, you would build meaningful relationships, right? You build meaningful relationships. That's one of the things. And as you're helping the community grow, as well as you're contributing value, you would be building capacity as well. That's one of the things that would also happen to you. And I would say indirectly or directly, you're also opening up yourself for global opportunities. People are watching the way you react on the group. People are watching the kind of content you push out on the group. People are watching to see whatever it is that you're doing one way or the other to help that community grow. And of course, when there is an opportunity, we know who to reach out to. It's not when there's an opportunity that those that have not been contributing, you now feel that you deserve that particular opportunity more than the person that has been contributing earlier. Okay. And I also want to use this opportunity to inform you guys about I think we've made a post about it before. If you've not checked it, I think this would be the right time for you to check it out. The Zeta Chain Summer 25 program. Okay, it's basically more of a do to earn kind of task. I think one of it is the get fit, learn and earn program that's running on gas. It's more of a Gaussic quest, okay, where you just perform little task, right? And of course, the goal is for you to get fit, to learn, and then it's more of you learning and earning as well. Okay, I'm going to share a link to this particular task that I've mentioned. Okay, beyond earning, okay, I would expect that you learn more about this project on the Zeta Chain summer program. Okay, so I'm going to leave the mic open. I think we've spent roughly 34 minutes. Okay, and I don't intend to keep us too much on this particular call. This was more of a test run. Okay, we're going to be having more of this, and I think would the next section we'll be having should be on X. Okay, so we'll get more engagement and a lot of other beautiful conversations that we'll be having. Okay, we're going to be inviting you again, sir. Okay, and along with other persons, but what you've been sharing, it's so much value already, and we need more people to get to listen to you, because you're already giving so much value. So guys, please kindly unmute your mic if you have any question for Mr. Timora. Okay, kindly unmute your mic and ask your question, or if you have a okay, let's start with question first. All right, and then when we're done with the question, if you have a contribution, it's an open space. Okay, you can also share. So in the next 2 minutes, please, if you have any questions to share, if you've been listening attentively, you know Mr. Timura have shared a lot of stuff. But if you want him to, let's say, focus on a particular area, this is the right time for you to unmute your mic and ask the question. So you could ask using your mic or type in the group. I'll read it out, and I'm sure he will do justice to the question. Anyone? I'm looking at the chats now. I'm looking at the chats. Anyone, any question? Okay. So while we wait for the questions, one last question for you. For someone that's in the Web3 space without any, I would use the word technical skills, right? What do you think? Let's say, one or two things or three things you think the person can do in the next 30 days that would help position him or her for relevance in the space, beyond building relationship that you've mentioned, beyond joining community. I think you talked about skills as well. I don't know if you'd want to shed more light on that. But one, two, three things someone without any technical know-how can do, to stay relevant in the space. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So I'm somebody that I strongly advocate for people to build skills, all right, because that is your presence. You're known for something, you're identified for something. It's very, very important. There are many things you might decide to jump into and build a career out of. So if you have nothing you're doing, I would say the importance of relationship is people seeing your value. So if you're building relationships and there is nothing that they see you for, I would say you are not going to be able to maximize that relationship. Just imagine knowing the president and just knowing the president for knowing him. And he cannot say something like, okay, this person is an engineer, I can give him a contract in this area, or this person is this and I can do this for him. So you just know this person, but the person does not see any value that you can bring for them to channel opportunities to you based on that value you can offer. So if you don't have any technical skills, I would advise you you look for a career path to start on. But um, I just don't want to deviate a bit, just to ask clarity now. So when you say the person does not have any technical skill, are you saying other things people can do aside from skills. Is that what you're referring to?
Okay, in this space, most times a lot of persons feel you need to be a developer, all those code guys
Okay.
and so what more can somebody do? That's basically what I was saying, aside from being a developer.
Now, there are like two major areas when it comes to business. There are like two major areas when it comes to business. There is the product development and there is the product marketing. Now, every other opportunity stems out of these two. There is a product development and there is a product marketing. So before the product is ready, there will be the developers doing everything they can. There will be beta testers giving feedback and all manner of things. When the product is ready, there will be marketers coming in. A writer is a marketer. A designer is a marketer. A video person is a marketer. All right? A community manager is a form of marketer, but in this area, more like customer support. The person can act as a customer support, helping the community understand how well to use the product and getting feedback and following it up privately with the team and the technical guys. So there are just many areas you can choose to grow in or build a career out of. Just think of, there is the product development and there is the product marketing. Which area do you want to belong to? If you want to come into product marketing, there are many things. You can help people onboard users. You can help people onboard users by creating content, by publicizing content, by helping content go viral. These are different areas. Either you're creating the content, is either you're connecting content to community. It's either you're giving content or you're given a post and you're helping that post go viral. So there are a number of things that you can actually do. Now, to mention specific skills, I could say there is graphics design, there is writing, there is videos, there is social media management, there is there is even KOL marketing. Some people know very many big KOLs, and you go into a project and you see that a particular KOL have good visibility in a particular area that can help a project. Connect them and get a commission. These are still opportunities that you can do in this space. There are so many things that you can leverage on. It may not be your strength, but if you notice that there is someone you know that can help this project in this way that you feel they will need help, do the connection. Reach out to the person or reach out to the project, make the recommendation, and see it happen. So don't fold your hands as you build network. All right, as you build your network, build your skills in that area. Before you know, you could become a business developer. Before you know, you're a professional video person. Before you know, you could be a KOL manager. There are so many things to do in this space. One thing I actually tell people is that there are so many opportunities in this industry. You just have to know what is right position, know what is right, and then you position. So um, another thing I would just say is this: try not to carry too many things at the same time, because if you carry too many things at the same time, you may not be able to follow one thing to the extent where you see a breakthrough with it. You might carry one, two things, but don't try to carry too many things at the same time. All right? Just you is building relationships as a jobber for a particular skill, maybe a graphics designer. Just that same you automatically wants to start trading maybe DGen. Just that same you want to start trading futures. Just that same you now is still doing airdrops. Just that same you now is now maybe a reply guy on Twitter. All right. I would say focus on one thing first and start getting known for that stuff. Then maybe it's okay to transition to another thing.
Now that's really awesome. Thank you so much. So guys, I'm looking at the chat. I've not seen any question yet. We're going to be wrapping up in the next 3 minutes. Uh, Mr. Timora, I want to say very on behalf of the Zeta Chain African community, I want to say a very big thank you for honoring our invitation. And we're looking forward to having you more on our section, okay? And I'm sure you don't know our invitation when we call you again. All right, guys. So please, okay, somebody is typing. I want to believe that's a question, okay? Before we wrap up, I'll just leave the mic open for if you have any contribution, please. Would love to hear from you as well. We're a community, okay, and it will make more sense if you also share, okay. It's one thing to listen, it's another thing to also contribute your own quarter to the subject matter at hand. This is Zeta Chain African community for those that are just joining, and all we do here is vibe, learn and interact, okay. Zeta blockchain, it's more of what I would describe as the 21st. Oh, there. You got me there. The first universal blockchain, okay, is actually a blockchain that enables you to build universal apps, okay, for everyone, right? You could have access to every chain, okay, from one spot. And that's basically what Zeta Chain is doing for you, okay? So if you're a developer, if you're a creator, Zeta Chain, it's one blockchain you shouldn't ignore, okay? It enables you send cross message from one chain to the other from one standpoint, okay. I'm seeing somebody say that was some good one from the host and the co-host. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much too for, I think that's the first comment I'm seeing. Barclays BTC, thank you so much. Okay, you say you love the parts of
Can you hear me?
intercommunication between block. Okay, yeah. Can you unmute, please, Barclay? I'd love to hear your voice. I don't know if it's a man or a girl or a woman. Please just unmute and let's hear your voice, please. So you could
Man, man.
shed more light on what you're saying.
Hey, good evening.
Hello?
Don't do it.
Yeah, good evening, GM
Yeah,
everyone.
I can.
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Yeah, so like I said, I just want to appreciate each and every one of us for, I think a time like this is such a great time of learning. And for me, I would say that the part I've actually learned most, yeah, I know we've been in the space, but the fact remains that learning continues. And part of the thing I've been able to learn tonight is, the relationship aspects of it. Because sometimes
Oh,
people think that you just come into the space and then boom, you blow up and like, but however, it doesn't happen that way. I think one of the benefits I've actually gotten in my short stay in this space has been, the relationship aspect of it. I remember how that has actually helped me. I think just barely a month ago, something happened that an announcement was actually dropped in the group, you know, in our Discord community. And me, I like catchy things and I just jumped on it, and that was how I boys actually did me strong thing. But however, for some reason I felt I should reach out to, the founder of that particular project. I reached out, so I told him what happened, and it was like, well, that things like that do happen every time. However, to cut the whole story short, he asked how much I lost, and I actually told him. And before you know it, he asked me to send my wallet, and I was able to, like he actually sent me the money, the assets that I actually lost. So this is more like me saying that I think this is the part that relationship actually plays. So it is actually of all the things that we try to, build a relationship around the screen. And who knows, you might not know a big opportunities that are waiting us. So that's majorly my thank you very
wow.
much, Mr.
Wow. Wow. That,
Yeah.
that was awesome. Good to hear. Good to hear from you, man. That's beautiful. Okay, and I'd love to see you more on our spaces. Okay, I believe from the way you're sounding, it appears like you have a lot in store to share. Also, a lot of persons out there can also learn from your experience, and that's what this space is about. Okay, and from what you were saying, I think something just came to my mind, and that is the community you don't contribute meaningfully to may not be there for you the day you need them, right? From what you've just shared now. So, like I mentioned earlier, it's beyond you just interacting because you want to get a reward. some persons that understands this thing know that beyond the reward, okay, you're interacting to connect, to build relationships, right? To build, there are founders in that particular group, there are creatives in that particular group, there are customers, depending on what you're looking for, people that can actually align with you to build a better future beyond that particular community, beyond that particular project. And that's what we're about as well as the Zeta Chain African community. We're here to support you guys, and that's why we're bringing programs like this. Okay, Timora is a very amazing, a very resourceful person. I know he was being very kind, but he's an amazing guy. Okay, I would encourage you guys to follow him up on X, and also consume the amazing contents that he shares. I think currently he's the amongst other things, he's currently the ambassador for Soflay, if I'm not mistaken, and he's doing amazing. I'm always, I mean, taking notes each time I hear him speak. Okay, he's an amazing person. So, guys, please, that's one way you can show you appreciate him for his time, right? We're not paying him for doing this, so please give him the support, like his post, follow him on X as well. Kang, I think you wanted to share something. Please feel free. Open, you can unmute and speak. We can't hear you. Please speak up so we can hear you. Kang, I don't know if I'm getting your name correctly. Web3 ambassador. Please speak up.
All right, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir. We can hear you. Go ahead. Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead. You're clear
Yes,
now.
I can hear you. All right.
I don't know if it's network from your end. You're kind
Okay.
of
James,
going in and out.
I believe you can hear me. I have network issues here. Please can you hear me?
Yeah, I think so
Okay,
too.
all right.
Okay.
Um, it's much better.
Okay, we're struggling to hear you, Mr. Kang. If you don't mind, you
Hello.
can just type whatever it is you wanted to share, if that's not too much to ask. But if you're in a very good position to speak clearly, I wouldn't mind. We can still hear you. But if not, you could just type and we would also read what you've shared. Is that okay?
Actually,
Because we can barely hear you. That's why I'm saying that. So, guys, this was really interactive. I want to say a very big thank you for every one of you that tuned in. I think this is almost 52 minutes, almost 1 hour from the time we started. I want to say a very big thank you to every one of you that joined. I think a few persons left the space, but those that I'm seeing here: Decency, Barclay, BTC, Eno, uh, who else? Of course, Mr. Timura himself, Mr. Kang. I think there are a few other persons that joined, but they dropped along the way. I want to say a very big thank you. Thank you. You guys made this happen. If we started this session and then you did not show up, I don't know if it would have been cool, right? Because we would have been just speaking to ourselves. But you guys are the real champions. Okay, thank you so much. We're going to do this again, right? And I would want to believe we got value from what Mr. Timura shared. He basically spoke about the power of networking, the power of building relationships, getting skills. These are things that are very important for you to have at your fingertips if you want to stay relevant in this space. Okay, and I'm calling on you guys to help me, right? Help us. Let's build the community together. We're currently at 50. We had a lot of members on the Discord server, but we migrated recently to the Telegram platform. So we want to get as many persons as possible to join here, and we can't do that without your help and support. Like I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of other opportunities that are coming on board, and you guys are supposed to be the ones that would, help us drive this stuff, right? There's a hackathon coming up soon, and we're going to be sharing more information on that, on how we can benefit from it, how we can work together as a team to, execute this as well. Okay, we need to do this together. That's basically what I'm saying. And of course, like I mentioned, there's no how you contribute meaningfully to a community that, you not also get something at the end of the day. So as we wrap up, Mr. Timura, I don't know if you have a parting word for us as we give an end to the space.
Okay, I just want to say thank you guys for actually having me. It's been a pleasure talking and connecting with you guys as well. I'll be active in the community from time to time, so it's been great to connect with each and every one of you. Thank you very much, Mr. Samuel Sabari.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. All right, so I think it's good for me to say good night here. Thank you.